You ever have one of those days where you feel like the universe finally noticed you? Like you've been grinding for years, struggling with the bills, and suddenly the sky just opens up? That was me last Tuesday. I'm Karl, your typical happy-go-lucky guy. I don't ask for much. I just want to enjoy my life, buy my family a nice dinner, and maybe not have to check my bank balance before ordering an extra scoop of rice. So when I looked at my phone and saw a notification that 50,000 pesos had been deposited into my account from an unknown source, I didn't ask questions. I didn't call the bank. I just smiled. I told myself it was my time, a reward for all the bahala na moments where I just kept going. But here's the thing they don't tell you about blessings. Sometimes a gift isn't just a gift. It's a test of who you are when nobody is looking. And guys, I failed that test so hard it nearly broke me.
To understand this, you got to know me. I'm 28, living in a small apartment in Quezon City. My life is basically work, gym, milk tea with a barkada, and trying to save up for those shoes I've wanted for a year. I'm the guy who's always smiling. Karl, how's the rent? Ayos lang, Lods. Karl, did you get that promotion? Next time na lang. I live in the moment. My faith has always been simple. God provides, right? If I have 100 pesos, I spend 100 pesos. Why worry about tomorrow when today is so bright? That Tuesday started like any other. Hot, humid, and loud. I was waiting for the jeepney, sweating in my barong, just wishing for a break. Then, ting! The notification. 50,000 pesos. My heart did a somersault. I thought it was a back pay error or maybe a bonus from a freelance gig I did months ago. I didn't even check the sender's name. I just thought, Salamat Lord, finally, a win.
I didn't go to work. I called in sick. I know, first red flag. But I had 50K. In my head, that was rich money. I went straight to the mall. I bought the shoes first, those white Nikes that look like clouds. Then a new watch for my dad. I felt like a hero. I was stewarding my blessing by sharing it, right? That's what I told myself. Around 2 p.m., my phone started ringing. An unknown number. I declined it. Probably a credit card telemarketer. Ting, a text message. Excuse me, Po, did you receive a transfer by mistake? Please, it's for an emergency. I paused. My thumb hovered over the message. But then I looked at the shopping bags in my hand. I thought, this is a scam. Everyone tries to claim your luck the moment you get it. I blocked the number. I felt a tiny prick in my chest, that quiet voice telling me to stop, but I drowned it out with a $500 steak dinner. I was mishandling the blessing, and I was doing it with a smile on my face. I got home around 7 p.m. The sun was down, and the city lights felt colder. I was trying on my new shoes when my sister, Jessa, called me. She was sobbing. "Karl, Ma's surgery. We lost the money." My blood went cold. "What do you mean, Jessa? Ma was supposed to have her hip surgery tomorrow." "Ma sold her small plot of land in the province," Jessa cried. "She got the cash today. She tried to send it to your account because you're the only one with a digital bank that the hospital accepts. But she's old, Karl. She typed one digit wrong. She sent it to a number almost exactly like yours, but she thinks she messed up the last 2 digits. 50,000 pesos, Karl. Everything she had." The room started spinning. I looked at the shoes on my feet. The $12,000 shoes, the $8,000 watch on the table, the steak in my stomach that now felt like lead. I checked my Gcash history. I scrolled past the unknown source. I clicked the details. The sender wasn't an unknown company. It was M. Dela Cruz, my mother's name. The unknown number I blocked, that was the neighbor at the hospital trying to reach me from my mom's phone because her battery died. I didn't sleep. I spent the whole night staring at those shopping bags. They didn't look like blessings anymore. They looked like theft. I realized that all my life I've been a happy-go-lucky guy because I never took responsibility for what I was given. I thought being a good steward just meant saying thank you. I didn't realize it meant being careful. It meant being honest. I had prayed for a miracle, but when the miracle arrived, I used it to feed my ego instead of my family's needs. I took something that was meant to heal my mother and used it to look good for people I don't even like. Faith isn't just believing God will give you things. True faith is the discipline to handle what He gives you with integrity. I was so busy looking for a win that I forgot to look for the truth. The next morning, I sold everything. I went to the second-hand shops, I begged the mall for a refund, I even sold my old laptop. I managed to scrape together 45,000 pesos. I gave it to the hospital, and luckily the doctor was kind enough to let the surgery proceed while I worked off the rest. But I learned something that day that I'll never forget. A blessing isn't a toy, it's a tool. Whether it's money, a job, or even just your time, you are a steward of it. If you treat it like it's yours to waste, it'll disappear. But if you treat it as a trust, it grows. Don't wait for a 50,000 peso mistake to realize that your character is worth more than your bank account. Check the sender, answer the uncomfortable calls, and remember, how you handle the small things determines if you're ready for the big things. Stay safe out there, guys, and please watch your heart as much as you watch your wallet.